Most photographers completely misunderstand editorial photography. And because of that, they're missing out on huge opportunities. Now, I already made a video about this a few years ago, so if you haven't seen it, I will put a link in the description. But to recap, editorial photography is basically any photography that is published, whether it's digital or print, in any magazine or publication. And the whole point is to tell a story. Basically, you're trying to educate your audience, and the photos usually appear alongside an article, some text. And while most people associate editorial photography with fashion, it really runs the whole gamut. There's business, there's travel, there's culture, there's food, you name it. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about how editorial photography can be an absolute game changer for your business. Number one is the money. Now, I will say, editorial photography is hardly ever lucrative, so you don't really go into it for the money, but it does help to get paid for the assignments. And by the way, you should not be shooting editorial assignments for free. If anyone asks you to do that, or if they're trying to convince you that they'll tag you on social media and it'll be worth the exposure, do not do it. Number two is the credibility. It just adds an air of legitimacy to your portfolio when you have your work published. Now, yes, being published doesn't have the same prestige as it once did, but it still definitely helps. And it also is proof that an editor trusted you to execute on a creative brief. They trusted you with the assignment, and that speaks volumes. Number three is portfolio building. Sometimes it's easy to shoot the same old things, and shooting an editorial assignment is a great way to freshen up your portfolio and create new images and collaborate with other creatives. You know, sometimes you'll have a makeup artist or a wardrobe stylist on set, and you're coming together to create something completely different than what you normally shoot. And it's nice that, like I said earlier, you might not be getting paid a ton of money to shoot the editorial assignment, but you are getting paid. So not only are you creating fresh images for your portfolio, but you're getting paid while you do it. Number four is the licensing opportunities. Now listen, when you're shooting an editorial assignment, your client is the magazine, right? It's the art director or creative director who hired you. But let's say your images attract the attention of maybe another local client or even a big major brand. If they want to use those images, then you have an opportunity to license the images to them, to have a separate licensing agreement than the one that you have with the magazine. I don't think a lot of photographers realize this, but when you create images, you have to think about the images that you're creating specific to that client. It doesn't mean that you've shot it once and now the whole world can use your work. You should be thinking about opportunities to leverage those images wherever they might be valuable. And the last point is the networking. And the networking is by far the most valuable benefit to shooting editorial assignments. You get exposed to people so much quicker than you would if you were to try to self-produce a shoot. And that's because editorial work is by nature collaborative. I mean, think about it. You're on any given assignment, you're working with the creative director or the art director. You're working with the writer, possibly the editor-in-chief. Larger shoots might even have a producer or a PR person or a publicist. This is a fantastic opportunity to meet new clients and brands and other industry professionals. Like I mentioned in that last video I made, I did a small editorial assignment for my local magazine, and that led to a relationship with Patagonia, who licensed my images. Like, that's pretty badass. At the end of the day, editorial photography is not just about getting published. It's about leveraging opportunities. I mean, one opportunity is all it takes to change the trajectory of your career. So remember, you're not just shooting for a magazine, you're connecting with decision makers and people who potentially will hire you for large scale commercial shoots. And really, that just reinforces the notion that I've believed firmly for so long now, and that's the people who win in this industry, the photographers who are successful, aren't necessarily the most talented in the world. It's the photographers that put themselves in the right rooms with the right people. So go find some publications, look up the names of people that you can contact, and see if you're able to land an editorial assignment. All it takes is one opportunity that can change everything for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, I put together a step-by-step guide showing you exactly how to land your first editorial assignment. Check out the link in the description to get it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more stuff like this, and I'll see you in the next video.